Do dogs understand English? Who's a good boy? You've likely uttered this phrase to a dog more times than you can count. But have you ever stopped to ponder if Fido really gets what you're saying? Dogs understand English through training and association rather than innate language ability. They respond to specific words and commands they've been taught, with tone and body language playing key roles in communication. Ever noticed your dog's ears perk up when you mention walk or treat? It turns out dogs are quite the connoisseurs of our verbal cues. Research suggests that dogs process language in a way that's somewhat similar to humans. They use the left side of their brains to understand words and the right side to interpret tone. So, while they might not grasp every word of your dinner party gossip, they certainly get the gist of, "It's time for your dinner." Dogs aren't just passive listeners, they're active learners, especially when it comes to English commands. When you consistently say sit and your dog follows the command, it's not necessarily the English language they're responding to, but the association they've made with that word and the action. Think of it as their way of connecting the dots, where sit equals sitting down for a treat or praise. Over time, they learn to associate specific English words with actions, objects, or outcomes, creating a robust canine vocabulary that can include dozens of phrases. Or maybe, just maybe, they understand every word you say. When it comes to understanding human communication, dogs are incredibly attuned to our tone and body language, sometimes more than the actual words. Studies have shown that dogs are keenly responsive to the emotional content in our voice. This means that even if you were to say walk in a dull, uninterested tone, your pooch might not react as enthusiastically. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it that counts in doggy language. Do dogs understand their names or specific phrases in English? Absolutely. While they might not understand the concept of a name as humans do, they quickly learn to respond to their names as a call to attention. This recognition extends to other key phrases too. For instance, time to eat or let's go out can trigger excitement and anticipation. Their ability to do this is not just impressive, it also highlights the strong bond formed through communication between dogs and their human companions. Puppies often learn faster due to their developmental stage, but adult dogs can also learn English commands effectively with consistent training. Now let's fetch some insights into whether dogs have a preference for English or if they're the canine equivalent of polyglots. Curious about whether living in a bilingual household turns your dog into a linguist? Let's dig into this. Dogs in multilingual environments can indeed learn commands in different languages. If Fido is taught sit in English and sienta in Spanish consistently, he can understand both commands. So, while your dog might not be discussing world politics in multiple languages, he certainly can learn to fetch, whether you say it in English, French, or Mandarin. However, it's the consistency and association with each language that matter. This demonstrates dogs' remarkable flexibility in learning. Language and other animals. While we're wagging our tails over dogs' linguistic talents, what about other animals? Parrots, for instance, are famous for mimicking human speech, but this is more about sound replication than understanding. Dolphins and primates, however, have shown remarkable abilities to understand aspects of human language in controlled studies. In the tail-wagging world of canine companions, understanding English, or any language for that matter, boils down to training, association, and a bit of intuition. So the next time you chat with your pooch, remember, they might not grasp every word, but they certainly feel the sentiment. And that's what truly makes them man's best friend.